I gave myself 1 month to recreate Survivor.io entirely in Unity. Let's get started. I opened up the hub, called the project Apocalypse.io, and now we're good to go. Please don't sue me, I'm like 16. To start off, I went ahead and added a cube, our player, a really thick cube for our ground, then adjusted the lights. I went for a dark environment cause it's my game, I can do whatever I want, shut up. So right now, if we hit play, it's just you looking at a cube. Now, don't get me wrong, this is better gameplay than Clash of Clans, but some people might want to move around a bit. So I got to work on a script to move the player around, and by that I mean I borrowed a little joystick and then slapped it onto the screen. Then I borrowed the code to make the joystick connect to the player. Great, let's test this out. Now you might be thinking, hang on, this cube doesn't look anything like a player. Well, this is actually ironic because most people playing my game aren't gonna be cubes, and you'd be right. My player model does look like a cube. Therefore, all I have to do is add this. Perfect. Okay, let's move on. If I remember correctly, there were green orbs on the ground that you can go around collecting. That brings us to step 2. We need to collect XP. All I did for this was to make a small cube. If you get within a certain distance of the cube, it needs to increase your score. So I used the distance formula and checked if the value was less than my radius. If it was, then we would increase our points. Pretty simple so far. Now I know what you're thinking, or not. Actually, I probably have no idea what you're thinking. But it could be something along the lines of, it's hard to visualize everything. If only there was a way to see all the stuff going around it. Introducing Unity UI system, a great system for using Unity. Now, I'm no game developer, but I'm pretty sure we need the XP to do something, because right now, it's just a number, and numbers don't really do much. So that brings us to step 3. I got to work and tried to make a progress thing that checks your score to see if you qualify for a new weapon or an upgrade. Alright, cool, so now you get a UI pop-up to choose between various weapons. Totally original ones that I alone made. Wink wink. God, flaming piss. Why is it explosive? Now let's get to work and actually make these weapons. The first is an RPG, because it explodes, and RPGs tend to do that. And second is a force field, so you take damage when people get close to it. I gave all my weapons 5 levels, and the more you upgrade, the better stats the weapons get. Let me show you the code I have so far. Pause if you want, but basically the RPG uses the law of cosines to calculate the exact trajectory going from the player to the enemy. Now you might be wondering, what's the law of cosines? Basically, it's a law, and there was this dude named Cosine, who really hated how triangles kept doing weird stuff, so he set the record straight and came up with this formula. Thanks Cosine, very cool. Yo, this works? Oh shit. And what's the fun in all these weapons if there's no enemies to fight? That's like having a hero without an antagonist. Like having a solution to a problem that never existed. Actually, I've been told that I am in fact pretty good at creating problems, so this should be a breeze. And by breeze, I mean watch a tutorial for inspiration. Wink, 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 wink. Also, I didn't want to spend any more time on making 3D models than I had to because, well, for 2 reasons. One, I'm a month behind schedule releasing this video. And also, I kinda suck at it, so I ended up recycling half of my old games to make this one. And hey, it's not exactly plagiarism if you're the one that made it, right? So I put it into Unity and gave it a script to follow the player wherever it goes. If it touches the player, some damage gets dealt. At this point it kinda looks goofy because there's no animation. I would add them, but there's a slight problem. I don't know the first thing when it comes to animation. For now, it will just be a robot moving towards you without actually moving its feet. The game is coming along pretty nicely. There's just some stuff that I want the player to be in control of. Here is a full incomprehensible list. I added all these factors into our player stat script, which stores everything like our health or damage multiplier. For critical damage, I just had a random chance for it to happen and a random intensity as well. The code was pretty simple, I just added the values together. I also added a radius increase, so you don't have to go so close to the object to collect it. These are permanent upgrades, along with gems and coins. So now there's variation to the damage being dealt to the enemies. Solid move. All we need now is more random gameplay features. Come on, you didn't actually expect this game to require skill or strategy, did you? Now, as my grandmother would say, black box, go yes, yellow box, go yes. I'm just kidding, I made that up. Anyways, I made it so if you get close enough to the black chest, you get either gems or coins. But if you collide with the yellow things, you get a potion that increases any of your stats. So right now, we have max health, speed, radius, critical hits, and lots more stuff later.
Oh boy, can't wait to see what's in this box. Oh look, Jerusalem 5s? Oh, a speed buff.
Okay, are those the Jerusalem 5s?
I also wanted to make a mini-map, which is what that thing is in the top left. The Survivor game is currently missing this feature, and I think it'd be really cool if they did that. Basically, the mini-map only sees certain objects, so I made a red circle under the player so you know where you are. I also put blue circles so you know where the XP is. I made the mini-map camera magically see through the floor and the player, and ta-da! Mini-map. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, cue the intense gameplay footage.